Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the podcast. Manchester United 6, Tranmere nil. No, you're not drunk. No, you're not hungover. No, you're not dreaming. And no, you're not crazy. Manchester United have won 6-0 against Tranmere. Not much to talk about. What I will say about this result is if Manchester United do not go on and win the next few games, or at least put in a performance, this result will get used against them in the tabloids. For Manchester United, it's business as usual. For Tranmere, they've got no time to feel sorry for themselves because they're in a League One relegation battle. They got to attend to that. Ollie's at the wheel. Give him a contract extension. Jesse Lingard too because he scored. And Phil Jones. I'm only kidding. But that's probably going to be the general vibe coming out of the team. So, yeah, what did you guys think of the game tactically? What did United do correctly? Why was it so easy for us to run over Tranmere? Rita, you can start with this one.
We didn't have to do much. Like, Tranmere was so bad. They were so bad. Like, it's very evident that they're in a relegation battle because they just couldn't keep up. To start, like, defensive shape, like, they don't know how to park a bus.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to park a bus, like, I don't know where you're gonna go. Like, they were all pressed in the same direction. It was like watching one of those games you see in high school when boys are just playing, and then, or in primary school rather, and they don't know their positions, and they're all running for the ball. It was obviously not that bad, but like, yeah, they were horrible. Going forward,
And they gave a lot of space. They gave a lot of space for shooting as well.
Yeah. They gave a lot of space for shooting. They gave a lot of space for movement. Like, yes, we did move the ball a bit quickly and a bit efficiently, but a lot of that was because Tranmere was making so much space.
Yeah.
Technical quickly, I thought
difficulties.
Good performances. Yeah. A lot of good performances. So, yeah, there's not much to say about this. This Tranmere is really bad.
Absolutely. Shawnee, what are your thoughts then on
Tranmere's performance today? I thought United set out like how they would set out if they go with 5 at the back. So I thought tactically nothing really majorly different from United. I just thought tactically from Tranmere, oh my god. It's like I wish I could play Tranmere every week. They're so bad. It's ridiculous. Like, I think
we're saying that about Norwich, eh?
But like I think with Tranmere, I think they saw like how Burnley played and how other teams play against us, and they just like give United the ball. They probably can't create anything, but they just didn't close us out on shots. They just let us have shots after shots from outside the box in good positions. And our players aren't really that bad. I'm sure they can still put in. Well, they did put in goals like that today. But yeah, I'm happy overall.
And Tranmere is
we are fifth in the log at the end of the day.
Yeah,
like these niggas are finished by the 60th minute.
Yeah, and how bad was the quality of that pitch?
Oh, disaster. that pitch, it looked like we were playing in quicksand. Yeah.
Minefield.
Yeah, like I heard rumors about how bad it is, and I didn't think it would be that bad. Yo, jeez, my life. What was it? Like rain? Did rain cause that?
It looked like I think something like that happened, and snow or whatever.
Yeah, and I think as much as not a system that will probably be the best going forward, but I think we played the 5 at the back the best I've seen today.
Well, yeah. Look, I knew this was going to come up. Any formation we played against a team that's in a relegation battle in League One was going to work today, I feel. So, for anyone who's hyping up the 5 at the back today, mate, it's Tranmere. It's Tranmere, It's
but I think it suits Dallo way more than it suits Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah. And look, for United, all I would say is you can only beat what's in front of you, You can only beat what's in front of you. They played Tranmere today, and they won. How upsetting is it to see a youngster like Gomez not get an opportunity to play in a game like this? Of all games, this is the one.
I was quite upset because especially when I seen Fred come on, Personally, I wouldn't have played Fred. I would have just let Fred rest completely today. I would have put on Gomez or someone and then maybe change the formation a little bit. But
could have taken up Pereira.
And I just don't know what that kid needs to do to get a game. I feel really bad for him, and I wouldn't blame him if he just wanted to leave. And just like it does look like he's on the move.
Yeah, there are rumors. I'm not sure if it's from Portuguese sources or not, but there's rumors that he will be leaving in the summer, along with Therese Chong, by the way.
I really wouldn't blame the kid. Like, Fred, winning 5-0. Fred is a starter. Fred's probably going to start against Man City, and we're putting him on while winning 5-0. Yeah, that was a disgrace. Honestly.
I'm not hugely against Fred coming on from the bench because he didn't play the whole first half. So I'm personally okay with that, especially because it was Matic coming off.
I disagree. I feel like people like Garner should be on the bench to come on. Gomez should, in my opinion, have started in this game over Jesse Lingard. So yeah, I can imagine he's very disappointed as well.
I know, but I think Gomez should have come on for Pereira. I 100% agree with anyone who said that. Or he should have come on for Lingard. 100% agree with that. But I think Matic did need to rest. And I think Tranmere came back against Watford to beat them. So I think for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it was just being cautious once again. And I'm not hugely against that. I'm okay with it. So, it's just fan opinion.
I hear you.
Yeah, there isn't really much else to talk about in this game. I was going to say something, but now I've lost my train of thought completely. Oh yeah, Eric Bailly not starting in this game. I'm not hugely against that as well. I would have loved to see Maguire have a rest, but Eric Bailly, I think, is having serious fitness issues despite what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come out and said. And I think Eric Bailly playing in that minefield wouldn't have been such a good thing. But again, Maguire does need to rest.
Yeah, I just don't know what the full story is with Bailly. Like, if he's unfit, yeah, I understand, but yeah, I just wish I knew the full story on him.
I think it is fitness. I think that's why he's playing with under 23s or in the youth team or whatever. It's to try and get it back up to fitness.
I think,
but at least all I can say is that at least Harry Maguire didn't play a full 90 minutes today.
Yeah. I think he's probably not 100% fit, so he's trying to ride it out. So if we had needed him today, he probably would have put him on. But because we didn't, he just said, I'll get another game.
Yeah, Bailly's Bailly. Everyone knows my opinion on players who are injury prone. Shall we get to the play ratings then without a waste of time? That's a bit of an inside joke, but anyways. Romero out of 10.
8. This guy just keeps clean sheets. I know he doesn't play against the best opponents, but this guy just keeps clean sheets. He makes saves. He's commanding. I love Romero. I honestly do believe he's the best backup goalkeeper in the world. And I just, I don't want to take any credit away from him. Also, he was in quite a bad accident earlier in the week, and I'm glad he's all fine. And today, he just performed well. So, 8.
Yeah, no. I think if there's another goalkeeper who was hungry to start, he'd be complaining. But yeah, we've got a good backup keeper there. So I think his game was clean. Didn't make too many mistakes. Not many glamorous saves, but he didn't need to. So I think a 7 is sufficient.
I agree with that first statement. I think he's the best, emphasis on these next words, backup goalkeeper in the world. Delo, out of 10.
8. I thought Delo was quite good going forward. He scored an amazing, I must say, all the goals today, amazing. But he did score an amazing goal. Again, he kept a clean sheet. I thought he didn't really look out of place today. It is Tranmere, but 8. I thought he was solid.
Yeah, definite 8. Just defensively, clean. He didn't need to do much, but it was clean as well. Going forward, he puts Wan-Bissaka to shame. Like, Wan-Bissaka tries. You can see he tries in games. He tries to put those crosses in. But for Delo, it's just natural. And the goal was maybe, some might argue, the best goal of the day. So I think an 8 is sufficient.
I don't know about best goal.
Yeah. Lindelof out of 10.
It's tough. I wanted to give him an 8, but I was trying to think what made him deserve an 8 besides a clean sheet and being solid. So I don't know if a 7 is more fair. I'm going to say 7.
Yeah, true.
I just can't think of the one thing that puts him up to an 8,
Yeah, he didn't have to do anything extravagant because of how Tranmere was playing, but then we can't use that as an excuse. So I think 7. Defensively good. He was making a lot of forward runs as well, more so in the second half. So I think 7 is all right.
And anyways, when your centre-backs have a quiet game and keep a clean sheet, that's what you want. So that's all I would say. Harry Maguire out of 10.
Oh, man of the match, 10 out of 10. Nothing wrong. This guy, that goal was, for me, the best goal of tonight. When I seen it, I was like, what? What just happened? He looked like a captain. I'm glad he didn't play. I know he didn't play the full 90, but Maguire he was unbelievable. And that was 10 out of 10. I
think that's the first 10 of the show. In the show's history.
Yeah.
That's the first 10.
I think that's the first 10. And I was thinking about it
Get
the
some
whole time. Like,
confetti
was
on
I
the
give him a
screen or
9?
something.
But I was like, nah.
It-
I'm not having it. Today, Maguire deserves it.
uh,
I'm harsh when I need to be harsh on him, but today he scored that goal. He looked like a leader. He kept the clean sheet. I was like, yeah, that's Maguire.
and
If
the
there's any
first 10,
editors listening, sorry to cut you off, but if there's any editors listening to the podcast, I will pay you to add some confetti there. That was our first 10. Just saying. Anyways, yeah.
The irony is priceless. The first 10 goes to Harry Maguire. I think, yeah, he was amazing. He was amazing. That goal, whew. Yeah, what a way to score your first goal. So I think he did so many things right today. Playing off, what is it? Was it the left of that three, or was it the right? It was the left, right? Yeah, it was
I
the
think it was
left.
the middle, actually.
Yeah, I
No,
think
he
it was
wasn't.
middle, but he just went forward.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. The commentators were speaking of this, saying that the difference from the Liverpool game that he wasn't in the middle today, and it freed him up so much because he was making those attacking runs as a centre back, which is what Sheffield have done very well this season, and he was brilliant at it. Distribution, spot on. Defensively, spot on. So I'm going to go with a 9.
All right. Phil Jones.
It's the pink boots. It's the pink bloody boots. No, he's wearing red boots today. He scored his goal again. Amazing. What a header. He went up strong in the edge. He looked like the happiest man alive today. It's like he found his level. It's like, what, I wish I could play every week. That's Phil Jones. Like,
It
I
was
wish I
his
could play every
testimonial
week.
game.
Yeah,
It was his
that looked like Phil Jones was having the best time of his life. But yeah, performance today, I'm going to give him an 8. Good goal. Amazing goal.
Yeah, he was like, I scored. Have that. He was very happy. And he should give Maguire some headering lessons because that was a very, very good goal. And defensively, yeah, he was a bit rash here and there, but that's what you get with Phil Jones. But he was clean. So I'll give him an 8.
Look, I saw a meme today of Phil Jones driving a pink car with pink boots as the decoration instead of the dice on the mirrors. It was pink boots. So I think the pink boots were with him in spirit. Just saying. We'll be here till next week because that one. Left back, who I forgot who played in left back.
Sure.
That's embarrassing. Luke Shaw out of 10.
He kept the clean sheet. I felt like he really didn't do much. Again, like it's one of those performances where I can't think of him to give him an 8. So I'm just gonna give Luke Shaw a 7.
Yeah. Like if Luke Shaw can stay fit for a lengthy amount of time, we'll see what Luke Shaw's made of. But because he's returning from injury, he's not at his best yet. Defensively, he's not amazing, but then he does enough. And then his assets are in attack. At the moment, they're not outstanding, but then I know they can get there. But I think he had a clean game, so 6.
And to be fair, if we're at a Haaland, Phil Jones, not Phil Jones, sorry, Luke Shaw and Aaron Wan-Bissaka would have more assists this season, in my opinion, if Haaland was in our team, because Haaland would score those crosses. But anyways, Matic out of 10.
I thought Matic, for the time he was on, he was very good at going forward. He showed experience, some commanding runs, and I expect that when he plays again, like it looks like he found his level again. It's like, yes, Tranmere, let's play every week, let's play. But yeah, I didn't have much complaint that Matic is also very good. I'm going to give Matic an 8.
Since Matic is back. Matic is
No,
doing
he's
the
not.
He's back.
Okay.
No, he's not.
Okay.
Back.
he's
You
not.
guys are on Matic. Yes, he still doesn't have the pace, but I feel like technically he's been amazing in the last few games. Like he doesn't do much wrong. He's showing that experience now, and I think in this game as well, like he marshaled that midfield. So I think he deserves a 7.
This is the same kind of guy who thinks Sergio Busquets will do well in the Premier League because he's technically sound. This is the guy. This is the guy who thinks Sergio Busquets is the kind of guy to come to the Premier League and tear it up.
I specifically said that he doesn't have the pace.
The way Matic is playing right now is the way I imagine Sergio Busquets to play. No disrespect to Busquets. He's one of the best CDMs in the world in his prime. But this league isn't for him. And I feel like it's the same with Matic. When Matic is at his best, unless the team around him is impeccable, I think he really struggles. And I think the only reason he's playing well now at United is because of how shit the guys around him are. I'm being dead honest. But, that's a debate for another day. Today was a positive day. So let's not get too negative. Pereira.
I let Milo go first on this one.
I think he's the only person who doesn't deserve a 7 or an 8, to be honest, on the field today.
No, he was bad, in my opinion. I think he was the worst player on the pitch. Okay,
Yeah, that's what I said. He's the only
Tranmere
person who
player.
doesn't deserve a 7 or an 8.
Yeah. No, I thought you were saying that he still did decently, but he doesn't deserve
No.
a high rating. Yeah, no, he was bad. I don't know what he was doing. Like, the 6 just doesn't work. Yes, he seemed to be more forward in this game than most games. He seemed to push more than most games, which I guess could work, but still, he didn't do anything. Like, his shots when he did shoot were going nowhere, and on the ball, he wasn't doing much. So 5.
Yeah, my
He was
boy
worse than
Andreas Pereira should be renamed to Casper the Ghost today. I didn't see him at all, and when I did see him, I see him put a shot all the way, sending it to NASA space station. You know what, Pereira? Oh my goodness! Like I said, you get that Pereira, the good Pereira or the bad Pereira today was horrible, and this is Tranmere, and you couldn't do anything. But yeah, I agree with Moloto 5.
Jesse. He's getting a
Oh,
5-year contract because he's got Jesse Messi. He's getting a 5-year
let's
contract
move.
because he's got
Let's move. Let's move.
Jesse Messi.
Yeah,
He's back.
Lingard,
Jesse
Lingard also,
Messi.
it's just out of the space today. He found his level, guys. League One is his level. He found it. He's like, yes, I'm going to play for League One in the English leagues because that's my level. Man, honestly, besides the goal, I didn't really see what else he really gave us besides running. But yeah, I'm going to give Lingard a 7. Got his goal. I waited enough years for that.
James, Messi. Messi.
Messi, Papa. Messi.
Yes, Jesse. Finally, he scores a goal. Oh, my word. Oh, my word.
He scored his first goal in the whole calendar year.
But again, amazing goal. I must say, amazing goal. But
Yeah. Yeah, no. Let's not focus on the opposition and say what the opposition was. Let's just give the credit to Jesse. I think he played well.
You can only beat what's in front of you.
Yeah, man. I think the goal was great, and I think the movement. Hey, he made a lot of spaces today. Like after the goal, he just came to life.
This is his level. I promise.
So yeah, I think an 8. I think an 8 sufficient.
Yeah. 8. Well, I would rather put confetti more on that than Maguire's 10, to be honest with you.
I'm dying. Okay. Composure. Greenwood out of 10.
Oh my, I was gonna sing the song, but I'm not gonna, let me not hype him too much. I already have enough said about my boy Mason. You understand? This guy.
He scored.
He scored the pen, He took the pen with his right foot, and I was like, hey man, with his right foot. He just coolly placed it, I thought, besides the penalty goal, I thought he was kind of smart. It might be my bias coming out, but I thought he played quite a smart role today. He looked like he made very good runs. When he was on the ball, he wasn't really wasteful with it, and I thought Greenwood was pretty good. So I'm gonna give Greenwood an 8.
Yeah, I know. I think he was really good today. I think the movement on the ball and off the ball were great. His whole up play was also great. The goal, oh my gosh, cool as a cucumber. So I think he had a really good game. Maybe not really good, but he had a good game. So I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to bring myself back down to earth because I'm still dying. Yeah, Martial out of 10.
Yeah. That goal was probably my second favorite goal behind Maguire's today. Yo. I think it took a slight deflection, but when I see Martial in that position, I'm like, come on, Tony. Everyone's been bashing you for the last game and stuff. Do something. Please get a goal today. And my boy Tony Martial, he came from France. The English press said he had no chance. 50 million down the drain. But fucking Tony Martial scores again. You understand? Yeah. So I'm going to give Martial an 8. That's just my boy Tony. You know what I'm saying?
He scored again, but he needs to score more often. I think
he's going to Tranmere.
I think the goal was great, but besides the goal, I didn't see much from him. Like, he was better than the last game, but it wasn't that great again. So, Yeah, he has some improvement to do. He needs to work on his game. I don't know what's going on right now. Maybe everything's getting to his head, but yeah, it was a nice goal. So let's not focus on the negative. I think
Yeah,
I'll give
amazing
him
goal.
a 6.5.
Yeah,
Yeah, 6.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey,
I felt like someone gave me a low blow.
to be honest, it's probably fair, but in spirit of positivity, I thought everyone except Pereira would get a 7 or above. But hey, man of the match for you guys before we
Yeah,
move on.
Maguire. Maguire.
Jeez. Jeez.
Maguire.
Harry the man. And the commentators were talking, hey, about how he was seen as a future England captain after he scored
Yeah,
that goal.
Oh,
yeah,
The,
yeah, I
the,
know things are good, but like, yeah, let's just take some time off.
the praises were coming out. So yeah, I think he had one of his best games. So Harry Maguire.
look, somebody's going to use this in a Harry Maguire versus haters compilation video, and then you're going to see that header. It's going to be like people say he can't score headers when he got to United, and then you're just going to see against Tranmere that shot, and most people won't even recognize it's Tranmere. But I think I agree with that. I kind of forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something, but like
We'll give
my mind
Ollie
is
a
still
rate.
on the Jesse Lingard. No, we'll get to Ollie in a bit. We'll get to Ollie in a bit. I wanted to say something, and now I've completely lost my train of thought. With regards to Tony Martial, actually, I remember what I wanted to say. I think with him, he needs to go see. I don't even know what the right analogy to make of this is. Whoever Rashford went to go get his voodoo so he can score every game, he needs to go to that guy, so that every time he gets a chance, at least once, he can put it in. I think if Tony Martial can work on being clinical when the time comes in a team that doesn't create that many chances, he'll be fine. Because I think today was proof that as a striker at Manchester United, you don't need to influence the entire game. You just need to take your moment when it comes and then go back to being quiet again, and you'll have a good game. That's what Rashford does. Rashford's not this amazing player who carries us throughout 90 minutes. He has one moment of brilliance, it goes in the back of the net, and the complexion of the game changes as a result of that. And I think Tony Martial needs that. He needs to bring back that it factor. I don't want to romanticize it too much because at the end of the day, it does come down to just finishing and being clinical when the moment comes. But I think his confidence will go up like the rest of the team. That's the only positive and the only learning experience I'll take from this is that the confidence of these players can go up a little. So, without any further ado, then Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out of 10.
Molotov, go first, boy.
Like, yeah, obviously, if you're cynical, you can look for holes. But, we must just the game for the game. And the man won
It's
6-0.
6-0. So, it's 6-0. He didn't do much.
He won
wrong.
6-0. His system works. So, like, there's nothing wrong with it. I think he deserves a good rating. So I'll give him an 8.
Yeah, well, and if anyone doesn't agree with that, listen, before Shawnee gets to his rating, let me make this analogy. This is like the most foolproof analogy you'll ever get. If Jesse Lingard deserves a 7 for scoring against Tranmere, Ollie deserves an 8 for beating Tranmere 6-0. Facts.
Yeah.
If you disagree with that, you're just a negative human being.
Listen, I'm happy about the result. Your system worked. Ollie found his level, guys. League One is his level. That's his level. My boy Ollie, after the United, give you the sack or, you sack yourself, I think you need to go look at League One because I'll be honest, no Premier League manager no Premier League team will hire you. I don't feel a championship team will hire you. So yeah, League One. League One is where you at. But today, you got it right. I'm very happy. This is the first time in a long while I can be happy as a United fan. I don't have my weekend ruined because of this team and this manager. So I'm going to give Ollie a 7. Again.
It's a gift.
Yeah, you got it right today. Yeah, it's a gift. Today, take it, my boy. Smile. I seen you happy. You look like all the stress is off your shoulders because it looks like you want a new contract and stuff. But you must behave, my boy, because City and Wolves are coming, and then let's see what happens.
Can I ask a question? I know we've touched on this slightly, but going forward with our injury crisis, do you think this system is worth a test?
I think any system other than the system we regularly play is worth a test. I just would say this. I don't think it's worth a test in games that actually matter. And I know today was a game against Tranmere, but I've expressed how important I think it is that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, for him personally, and for these players, how big it will be for them to lift a trophy at the end of the season. I think them lifting a trophy is so much better than trying to close the door on Chelsea, because it's not going to happen. They're not going to get there. So yes, but not in cup games.
Yeah,
So
in my
he should-
opinion, I just don't like the system of going 5 at the
I don't
back.
like the system either.
Two
I don't like the
wings,
system
yeah.
either. I think the system has failed against every team we've used it against.
What I would
And I
say
maintain
is,
that belief. But I'm open to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer experimenting and actually playing a new system consistently, long as it's in a space and a tournament that we've written off. And as far as I'm concerned, we can still win the FA Cup.
and I was gonna say, I think that today you tried this formation because I feel like this is gonna be like it was a trial before the City game. I
Yeah.
feel like he's gonna do the same thing against City.
I think you might. I think you might. I just think I don't like it either. Like hell no. But we need solutions right now. So I think he must try something because our injury crisis is very bad.
Yeah, it's as bad as it can get. So Oli, my boy, just do
Yeah.
just try whatever, I guess.
Well,
So
and
really
also, it's like as fans, this is about fan opinion. This is not Supersport. This is not ESPN. We're not here to give objective arguments about relevant things in football. We're just here to give our opinion as fans. So I don't like the system, but if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer plays the system successfully going forward in the future, if he is going to remain Manchester United manager, I'm not going to hold any grudges. I will hold my hands up and say, okay, the system didn't work in X amount of games, but it's starting to work now. So again, if he's going to experiment with different systems, even though I don't think this is really that different because we've tried it before, if he's going to do it more consistently, is what I'm saying, then I'm okay with that, because at least he's showing some sort of change. Just as long as it's not at the cost of something we might genuinely win or something we should genuinely be trying to win. That's my only criticism. But otherwise, I'm not going to hold grudges, like
Yeah.
do whatever you got to do.
I've got a small follow-up question. If we do play the system, Dallo or Wan-Bissaka?
God.
Both. Because I think Wan-Bissaka can improve going forward, but both. I don't see why it has to be Dello or Wan-Bissaka. I think Dello can play against the lesser teams. Wan-Bissaka plays against the bigger teams. Okay. Yeah, I would start Wan-Bissaka.
Okay. I just feel like Dello could be more productive in the system. As much as I love Wan-Bissaka and defensively he's amazing, but like Dello he's made for this.
Somehow Oli messes around and moves Wan-Bissaka to like the right side of the three centre backs, and maybe let Dello be on that right wing back.
That's possible as well. But what I would say about Wan-Bissaka playing on the right is the thing about this system. I know it's heavily reliant on wing backs moving forward and making productive runs. But if we get a solid right wing in, Aaron Wan-Bissaka doesn't need to be the guy who whips in across. You can balance it out. You can have a right winger who can command that role and who will take the crosses, who will take the dribbles, who will create the chances. With Wan-Bissaka just overlapping, he can do an overlapping role decently enough. And then you have someone on the left who's more productive. That's how I think you could balance it out. You don't have to have two amazing wing backs on both sides for the system to work. That's always been my stance, Like I'll never have an all or nothing attitude towards these sorts of questions. You've got to look at the whole back line. If Wan-Bissaka is the weak point of the back line going forward, that's fine. Just find another place to patch up the weakness,
I don't think it's the weakness defensively, because I still think it's amazing.
Not going forward.
Yeah. Going forward, I think personally I've seen a lot of improvement of Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I think.
And I think he will. And I think he will get better.
As a right back, perfect. But as a right wing back, I don't think he's there yet.
Yeah, no, right wing back, no. He just
doesn't have it.
Can't do it. He's improving, but defensively he's probably the strongest.
Yeah. And that's exactly why I would keep him in, right? Because defense matters more than offense. Like, I don't care if you can't run forward. As long as my other wing back can do it and my wings can do it, it's okay. We'll figure it out.
And we know that the right wing position in United is weak.
Yeah, so that's probably the bigger question, and that's probably where your answer will come from, really. Fixing that
Gallo
right
wing.
position.
I'm kidding.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Yeah, he scored against Tranmere. He's gonna solve our right wing problems.
Yeah,
Oh my
just
God.
guys, United
I'm
fans all
so
around
sick
the
of it.
world. Just enjoy, embrace the moment. This moment doesn't come often,
Yeah.
Just be happy.
Yeah,
But then back to reality when we play certain moves, okay? Like you must behave.
I'm pretty sure this is the first 6 since Fergie.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember when we've scored 6 here.
I was actually hoping we got to 7 or 8, but anyways, I think that about wraps it up. Please do leave a like on the video. Please do subscribe. In conclusion, Manchester United, they were always meant to win this game. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and those players lost this game, it would have been, the Burnley result for me was unforgivable. But I think I speak for everyone when I say losing to Tranmere, especially after we've seen how bad they are, is unforgivable. And I'm glad Manchester United won. I'm glad they didn't just win 2-0. They didn't just win 3-0. They went on and they battered this team, because that's what they should do every fudging day of the week. Even with their weakest team, they should be beating this team. So there's a lot of positives as a United fan, and this is like a little holiday from all the stress we've been enduring as Manchester United fans, isn't it? So, yeah, I guess we will catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully, Manchester United can go on. I don't think they've turned a corner. I don't think Ollie's at the wheel. I don't think this is some magical run, but it is a positive, and confidence is a very important part of cultivating a winning culture in this team. And beating a team like this can only generate positive vibes. So, make of that what you want and take it with a grain of salt. Until the next one, peace.